What up though, YouTube? It's your boy Kelvin J, and today we're going to be going over a couple of unboxings. Right here, I have a treat for you guys. This is the FEELWORLD. Oh, let me get the name right. 570 4K 5.7 inch screen. This is a great monitor and low budget. So if you're looking for a low budget monitor for your video shoots or anything like that, something small, lightweight, ready to go, this is the video you want to watch. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. I just actually got this in the mail not that long ago. So I was able to already open it out the package and you know, pretty much test it out for you guys to see what it's about, because I really don't like doing raw unboxings where it's just complete raw out the box. I'd rather open it, test it out, then put it back in the box and then kind of tell you guys what it's about. So here we have the 4K monitor. It comes in a nice little box like this. Really good quality box. Just in case you're wondering, this monitor I spent about, I think $190 I spent on Amazon, and which I have the links below and everything. You can check those out if you want to check out this as well. But let's go ahead and open it up. It slides out. There we go. Toss this, don't need that. So first in here we have a sunscreen. That's going to be very useful. I haven't had one of these on my other monitor for a while. The old one that I used was the ikan 5-inch monitor, and I gotta say this one's definitely blowing it out the water so far. So let's go ahead and get this out. It comes in an unraveled, it comes in a bubble wrap here. Pretty good quality here. As you can see, it is pretty nice. The material is like a nice tight aluminum. It's lightweight, but it's also got weight to it, if that makes sense. So don't think that it's like so lightweight that it's plastic or anything. It's definitely aluminum finish all the way around, black. And yeah, man, this is just overall like really good. So yeah, on the back it does have a base plate. This base plate actually comes with it detached, and as you can see, it's got 4 screws here, which I actually screwed it on. Now I was going to take it off to show you guys exactly what it looked like, but I didn't want to play around with the screws or strip anything like that. So there's a white connector underneath this base plate that attaches to the monitor, and these are replaceable, which is pretty dope, because this is the plate for the F570 battery. I could be saying it wrong. So yeah, so you got that. Now one thing I did notice about this back plate is the end corners here are cheap plastic, and the batteries were a little tight getting them in there. One good thing is that the battery does lock into place. As you can see, it has a good button here. So you can see there's a button at the bottom part, which let's see if I can get in here for you. This button right here, as you can see, is the release button, and it slides in, and as you can see here, I actually broke one of the corner pieces here. The top piece is still there, but it's not too bad because you can replace these on Amazon. The cool thing about this monitor is that you're not locked to only using, one monitor. You can actually switch them up. You can use I was going to buy another one with the Canon batteries, because I primarily shoot with Canon. But yeah, so I ended up still going with this one because this one makes the larger batteries, the 970. So I ended up getting that. And yeah, so if these do break, it's not that big of a deal. Hop on Amazon, buy another base plate. I think it's like somewhere around 20 bucks or something like that. It's not too much, but that's easily replaceable. Here you have the DC port at the bottom, so you can connect a DC cable and plug it into the wall. That's great, so you don't have to use the battery if you're at those standstill shoots and you're doing interviews, stationary, something like that. There is a headphone jack. I tested it out. The quality of the headphone jack it's clean. It sounds really good. My ikan didn't sound that way. I don't know if the ikan I had was something's wrong with it, but it definitely didn't sound as good as how clean it sounds coming through this port. I don't know why that is. It has a USB upgrade port, so I guess you can upgrade the software if any upgrades come out. It has a mount here. Now this mount's pretty dope because this mount, you can actually remove it. It actually has 2 screws here that you can actually screw out, and you can corner it on this side plate. If you wanted to use the bottom from the bottom of the screen, you can actually do that and move it off to the side here. So the mount would be on this side of the screen holding it versus, on the top part. So you got that option there. You have the HDMI out output, you have the HDMI in output, and it also is, like it says on the front, 4K. So you can import 4K. If you're shooting 4K, it'll come into this screen, which this monitor itself is actually full HD, 1920 by 1080p. So you're only gonna see 1080p on here, but that doesn't matter because it's a small monitor. And most monitors nowadays that people use anyway is playing 1080p. So it's not a big deal there. But if you're exporting out to a monitor for, let's say, the clients or the director or someone else on set who wants to see a monitor off to the side, they can connect into the out port. And if you have wireless, that makes it even easier. Connect your wireless transmitter to it, boom, shoots it right over. 4K quality is going to come out of that side monitor. And that's really something you kind of just can't beat for 190 bucks. And it could be 200, 190 to 200, but either way, under 200 bucks. You can't beat that. Trust me, guys. Once you move on top here, you got your buttons here. You got a total of 8 buttons. I like how they indented it, so you can't, it's not like they're just hanging out the thing. You can actually rub your hand smooth on it. And you know, I like that. So you have F1, F2, so you can customize your options. I have mine set for false color, and I also have it set for F1. You got your left or right keys, you got your menu, up, down, and your power. Now to power it, you just go ahead and hit it on. And like I said, this is a quick video, guys. I'm not going to put a battery on it and power it up. For one, I don't even have another camera. I sold my other 2 cameras. So right now I'm only working with 1 camera. And so I don't have another camera to pretty much film this activated. So I'm not gonna waste the time to power it up or anything like that. But one great thing about it that comes with it is that you do have your false colors. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and read these. You have your histogram that it comes with. You have your peaking filter, which is great. I went ahead and set mine to green. You can change the colors on it. My old ikan, you could only have it as red and it turned the image black and white while it's in peaking. But this one's, the quality's still clean, still fresh, 1080p. And you can use your peaking. You got your false colors for your white balancing. False colors is really cool. ikan didn't have that on the old one. Now, if you get the new ikan, it does have false colors. But the old one that I had didn't have that. I'm probably going to be using that more in the field as far as exposure goes. And you also have your zebras. I heard some people say zebras. Is it zebras? I mean, I've always called it zebras, but you got your zebras on here, which is going to also help you with exposure if you choose to use those. You got your grid, you have your image freeze, which I don't know what the image freeze is for. What's the purpose of freezing an image? I guess unless you're just trying to save something, you know, something you're looking at and you want to tweak the settings real quick without moving around or having the camera on. So I guess that'd be pretty much what it's for. That's a pretty good feature, I guess you could say. Ratio markers. I love ratio markers, so you can mark whether if you want it in not 4K, whether if you want it in was it 235:1 or 16:9, you know, 4:3, those things. You can change your aspect ratios to fit this frame, so make sure you're properly framing your image, you know, on your monitor. You have, let's see, pixel to pixel. It's just moving the setting things around on the monitor. You got your check field, RGB. You have your image flip. So if you wanted to flip the monitor upside down and use it, you know, for vlogging or anything like that, or just flip it the other way, you can go inside the settings and change the flipping, but it doesn't have the automatic inside it. So if you flip this automatically, it's not just going to change. You have to go into the settings and change it yourself. That's one little downfall, but I don't really flip too much. And then you also got anamorphic mode for if you're using anamorphic lenses, which is something that I do not shoot with. And whether if I ever will, who knows? Let's let God handle that. That's pretty much it as far as this monitor goes. Here it also came with a HDMI cord. We got the mini side. I'll go ahead and pop this open now, actually. We have the mini. And we have the HDMI large. The mini obviously is going to go to my camera, and the HDMI large will go to, well, full size, whatever you can call it, the inside. Now, one thing I don't like about it is the fact that it comes out the bottom. I'm not sure if I like that really yet or not. I'll wait till I shoot with it a little bit more in the field to really see if I like it or not. But because the ikan I have plugs into the side here on the left side, but this one plugs into the bottom. So I don't know if this is going to end up getting in the way or not, but I don't think it will. We'll see how that goes. But you do have your cord option here. You got the sun clamp, the clamp here that goes for your sunshade. Let's go ahead and pop that on. I saw that some people were having issues with putting it on. I didn't have an issue with mine. However, it definitely isn't like the greatest snap on, but it does go on there pretty well. So far, I don't have any complaints about it. It does have like a adhesive Velcro snap on the side, which the edges, it would have been nice if they cut these edges of it so it's not kind of hanging off. Like right now, these edges are just hanging there, and over time with this heat and sun and everything, those might peel and things like that, and you know, become a little sloppy. So if I get a razor blade, I'll probably get a razor and slice those edges off so those edges aren't just hanging off and things can rub against it. It did come with one of these here, but these are garbage. Throw these away. No, I'm just kidding. Don't throw them away, but put them somewhere, give them away. I don't know. These are garbage. I hate using these things. They're cheap, they're raggedy, they usually don't work that good. I usually buy something separate on my own, which I'll show you guys that later in this video. So I'm gonna put this right back in this box because I'm not gonna use that. And let's pop out the sunshade here. So sunshade is nice. It's got a nice soft fabric on the inside here. It's a little Velcro trimming that looks to be built into, oh no, it's just glued on. Same thing here, the edges are hanging, so this is another thing where a razor would come in handy to slice these edges off. Get these edges off so that it doesn't start peeling easier over time. But so yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just stick this in the corner, test this out. Go ahead and get that on there like so. And yeah. Now the cool thing, and this is debatable on however you want to use your stuff, you can either choose to remove the whole frame, like instead of removing the Velcro off of each other, keep ripping the Velcro on and off every time you take this on and off. What you could do is just pop off the whole plate itself and keep the frame attached to it. This is going to help majorly when it comes to the Velcro not coming off. So if you're looking to make this thing last for a while, definitely take off the whole frame when you remove this piece here. So yeah, so let's go ahead and put that back on. Pretty cool. I like how this looks. Let's go ahead and snap that there. Boom, boom. All right, and there we have it. So now the monitor on this thing goes up pretty bright, definitely bright enough that you can see it in the daylight without the sunscreen, sun visor, sunscreen, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Without this thing on there, you know what I'm saying, you're pretty much good. But it does work good, and yeah, that's that, man. This thing looks nice. I can't wait to really start getting in the field and using this thing. For under 200 bucks, you really cannot beat this, man, I'm telling you. It also comes with a little hex key in here and a screw. I really do not know what this is for. I think it's to I think it's just to add on to this adapter here and possibly connect it to another piece, or connect it to be able to pretty much screw this into this bottom mount here. And then after you screw it into this bottom mount, you'll be able to screw it onto your rig, your shoulder rig, whatever rig you're using. But I don't think I'll be using that. So yeah, but the next thing I wanted to share with you guys is this here. And this is something I bought for my monitor. This is the Tilta. 2 unboxings in one, right? The Tilta, let's go ahead and open this up. Let's set the monitor off to the side for now. Now the Tilta, and I got this off Amazon as well, links will be in the description, comes with 2 hex keys, a couple screws, a nice cloth. You can never go wrong with a cloth. A company who sends a cloth is like respect, you know what I mean? So you got that, and then it's just simple, empty box, not too much. Comes with what we need here. Go ahead and unravel it, voila. This is a nice arm that I bought for my shoulder rig and my monitor. So let's go ahead, it's got a nice arm here. Let's go ahead and loosen that, bring that up. So as you can see, it's got a nice legs here, one knob to tighten and loosen here. Nice knob too. The quality of this is really nice, guys. This ran me about, I think about $60 on Amazon. It's a little pricey, but if you got the money, it's definitely a bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to check this out. You got your railings here. Just go right into your railings onto your shoulder rig. I bought this separately, this end piece here. This is the Fomito, but there's different companies out there that makes this piece here. This is one of my favorite attachments, the quick release plate for a lot of different things really you could use it for, but I use it for my monitors. And I just screwed it on to the top of this plate instead of using that other thing that came with the thing, that crap. And this piece here goes to the bottom of your monitor. So let's go ahead and put this onto the monitor, and I'm going to need a hex key to tighten it down. We have the monitor, we have the hex key which fits, and first want to make sure we're putting the monitor on the right way. I like to slide mine, you know, facing for me. Like if I put my monitor on like that, you know, and then slide it off forward. You can set it up to slide off backwards if you want, but it's kind of tacky to me that way. I don't know why you would want it that way. So we're gonna have it slide that way. So now that I know which direction that it's going, I know that I want to put it on the monitor this way. So let's go ahead and screw this in. Let's go ahead and tighten it down the best we can here without damaging it. Now you want to make it tight so it's not falling off, but you also do not want to over tight it to the point, you know, where things are getting broke. And it comes with a good grip. It has like a rubber spacer, like a rubber spacer in there between it to keep it from being just, what is it, metal straight on. Well, it's just metal on metal, but still some devices are plastic, so. But luckily with this monitor, it's got that good quality, so we're getting good stuff here. And now we have the quick release plate attached to the new monitor. We have this little knob thing, which I'll show you what that does in a minute. It helps keep it on. And we have our arm. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna slide it on. Boom. And just like that, let's go ahead and tighten this down. So now when you slide it on, you wanna move this latch over and lock it in place. If you keep that open, you know, it's just loose and you can fall off. You're outside, you don't want to break your stuff. So make sure every time you put that on that you're locking that in place and you're good to go. Now this back piece that comes on this, the Fomito or Fomito, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But this one comes with a little rubber knob. My other plate that I use on my Ronin with my ikan monitor doesn't come with this, but this one does, so that's pretty cool. You can tighten that and it just adds a little bit more friction so that the knob doesn't just flick, so I can't bump it. Because you don't want to be out in the field, you know, you're out shooting or something and then you flick that by mistake and the whole monitor just flies off the rig. Don't want that happening. So we got that, it's tight, and that thing's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much that. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually attach this to one of my older shoulder rigs. It's not a fancy rig, but I'm gonna attach it to that so you guys can kind of see what this looks like on a rig. All right, guys, I got one of my old rigs here. This is my old baby. You know what I'm saying? This is my first rig that I ever had, and currently at the moment, this is my only rig as far as a shoulder rig. Anyway, you know, this is pretty cheap. This is a pretty cheap one here, but it's good quality and it gets the job done. So we have this here, these two plates, these two bar posts here. What we're gonna do is slide the Tilta onto these two. Let's go ahead and put that on. And of course you would set this up best for you, however you want to have your rig. Let's see, I'm gonna put it about right. Let's put it about here. Yeah, and now I'm all set to go. You know, check that out. So check that out, guys. I got my new monitor the FEELWORLD 4K. I got this cool arm to attach it. I have a cool quick release plate, so that way I can just pop it off, and if I have multiple rigs, I can just pop this onto another rig or to another stand or whatever. All right guys, that pretty much wraps up the unboxing on the FEELWORLD F570 4K 5.7-inch monitor. Like I said, this is a great monitor, low budget, definitely good quality. I can't even say anything better than it, guys. It's definitely one of the best monitors that I've had. Even better than some of the higher brands. Like if you want to compare this even to the Small HD, the Small HD obviously is touchscreen, has other features on it and things like that. But if you're really trying to save money, you're going to get the same job done with this thing right here, guys. And I'm not kidding you on that. So definitely go ahead and check this out. The FEELWORLD F570 4K. Links in the description below if you want to check these out. And yeah, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that alert button to stay tuned and get notifications on new videos coming. And enjoy this 2019 year with me, guys. I feel like it's going to be something nice. Deuce.
Mystic Haze on the beat, boy.